Hi everyone, my name is Jerry Hetcher. I'm the product manager at APTARE, and I'm going to finish my video on StorageConsole 9.0's new Explorer feature. And part 1 introduced Explorer, and this is the conclusion of the video training session on Explorer. So let's walk through the Explorer options. We discussed the display pane in part 1. In part 2, we're going to talk about the left-hand navigation pane here. It is adjustable, so depending on the content that you're looking at, you can expand or contract the size of the display pane. The display pane opens up with the home section expanded. This is an accordion style type of navigation pane, and depending on which of the 4 sections you have open, the sections will collapse or expand. So the 4 sections are home, shared with me, cloud, and recent, and that's what we're going to walk through just briefly here today. So let's start with home. Home basically represents the analytics in StorageConsole 9, and we've got a couple different ways of categorizing them. This is a carryover from the previous release's left-hand nav bar. It was somewhat of a static left-hand nav bar. You could expand or contract it, hide it basically, but you couldn't adjust the size or do much more with it besides that. With 9.0 you can. Some of the visual cues here that you can key off of are the icons associated with the folder names. So within home, what you have is a folder structure, and it's the legacy folder structure in the system folders section. So the yellow icons are system folders, and they represent the system administration reports that I'm pointing to here. And as you click the folder, you'll see the contents of that folder expand in the display session. Capacity Manager. This is, like I said before, is a carryover from the legacy. It is sorted a little bit differently, so we are sorting alphabetically now, so it's in a little different structure for you if you are a previous release user. File Analytics. There are subfolders in all of these categories, and so you can see those in the display pane, and then when you click on the subfolder, its contents are displayed in the display pane. Virtualization Manager, Fabric Manager, Backup Manager, and when you open up enough to exceed the size of that home display pane, you'll get the scroll bar on the right-hand side of that, and then Replication Manager. Nothing new really there other than we're sorting them a little bit differently. And in a previous release, I'll walk through the difference in the icons. So we do have new icons for the various report types, as you see there. One of the differences in 9.0 is as you save instances of a template, it's not going to show up underneath the original template and convert the template to a folder if it hasn't been converted already. For example, in Backup Manager, and you have management reports, and you execute the job summary and save that, it would show up underneath the management reports as whatever name you put it there. In StorageConsole 9, any saved instances of the out-of-box analytics that we have here in the system folders area will be saved in your My Reports folder. And these are the user folders, and every user with their own credentials has their own folder structure. If you're sharing a particular credential, then you all have the same folder structure. But it's where that user saves copies of templates that he's made, or instances, report instances, imported RTDs, and any custom NoSQL reports that he makes are going to be shared in this My Reports folder. You can change the name of it, so I could pop open the new and change that. That's adding a new folder, I should say. You can add a new subfolder, and here's an example of that. Let me put backup jobs here. Or you can rename the My Reports folder. I could rename My Reports to Jerry's Reports. Let's do that. So there you have how you can, in your user folder area, change your My Reports folder name and add subfolders. You're limited to one level of folders in this initial release of StorageConsole 9.0. And as I share reports, let me open up my administration folder. You'll see that I've got Jerry's Array Executive Summary Report that I have shared with Imran. And so on the line item for that Jerry's Array Executive Summary Report, you'll see not only the template name that I used to derive that report instance, you'll see that I'm sharing that with Imran. That line item will also show up into my shared folder. So this is just a quick way of identifying all of the reports that I've shared with other people. And there's a link back to the source of that report and the template name. So I've shared two reports, my dashboard to test user and Array Executive Summary to Imran. So I'm going to have another short video clip on sharing, copying, and linking objects. That'll be my next one that I do. So that's home. I'm going to break open Shared with Me. So as you saw in my shared folder, those were reports that I shared out. Shared with Me is a list of all report folders and reports that have been shared with me. And this is how system administrators will be rolling out StorageConsole 9 to their constituents. It's a common way of doing it, giving all the end users their own credentials, setting them up with custom reports, and letting them execute or schedule their own reports in a self-service type of manner. So as the system administrator shares out reports and templates and dashboards, they're going to show up under the Shared Me folder. The cloud section, it does collapse the higher level functions in the Explorer navigation pane, and here is where APTARE will maintain a folder structure for all of the custom analytics that we put up into the APTARE cloud. So those customers that do have an internet connection back to APTARE from their portal can benefit from all of the other customers that have offered up their custom analytics, as well as our professional services people that do a lot of this work for our customer base. And we're just trying to spread all of the good custom analytics that we've done with our previous customers. So you're going to see a lot more up here than what you see in the demonstration today, but we'll have a folder for each one of the modules, and you'll be able to see how they work. A little information about the cloud reports. There is an icon on the report, or the template icon, that indicates that it's a cloud. It's that blue cloud on the top left-hand corner. You can execute this report as if it was on your portal. What will happen is it'll download a link to or a copy of that template, and it'll save the report instance in your My Reports folder or whatever you named it. So let's just do that really quick. You don't really know that you're executing it from the cloud. It's dynamic. It all happens in the background. Here's the array data report that I executed, and I'm basically going to save that now in my admin folder. I'll call it Jerry's Array Data. And let's go back to Explorer and take a couple steps back, go to Home again. My admin folder, you'll see the cloud template that was dynamically downloaded to my reports folder, as well as the save instance of that Jerry's Array folder. So that's how the cloud works, and as I mentioned, we're going to have a lot more up there once we go live for you. And then finally, the recent function is just a reverse chronological order of the top 20 templates or reports or dashboards that you've accessed. Just kind of gives you a quick way of going back to some of the objects that you were working on before. So that's part 2 of StorageConsole 9.0 Explorer. And I hope this gets you using Storage Console 9.0 soon.